G'day, g'day. Welcome back to the Shit Dad podcast, where we hear the fatherhood experiences and cock-ups of average Aussie blokes. So last episode, which felt like last year because of lockdown, last episode we chatted about mental health and ways that we can all combat struggles and when it all gets too much. So go back and have a listen. We've had some good episodes so far. You might think of something. But today we're talking to Adam. Firstly, just want to say congratulations, mate. We've had a little boy. Recently was a boy, right?
It was a boy.
Oh, yeah, cool. All right. So welcome to the newest member of the clan. A couple of weeks of dad and not so bad, eh?
Yeah, it's been really good. So I can't complain. He's awesome.
He's awesome. Yeah.
I suppose he's awesome. Yeah, he might be an idiot, but I don't know. Yet, so.
We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Tell us about yourself, mate.
I'm a teacher. Live in North Brisbane. Wife Katie just in here at Banyo. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Still enjoy playing football when I can. Enjoy listening to you guys is probably my main social activity.
Yeah, nice.
Listening to the Shit Dad podcast.
You poor bastard.
Definitely.
So just a bit of background. We've known Adam for a long time. Go back to our volleyball days when he took over as my little position as setter. Still, I don't hold any grudges. But cheers for that, Adam. Fuck with. All right. So
I definitely set you up more than I would have when we went to Skills Cup because of that, though.
Yeah. I
Red impacts.
Big red impact. Yeah, I got better at other aspects of the game, thankfully, because I was pretty shit at everything else.
How did that happen? I don't even remember how that happened.
I actually don't know.
It was like one day, it's like, Adam, you're setting.
Yeah.
Why? I'm tall. You're not very good. You can't
get out of the
way. Bentley likes standing in backcourt because he's a lazy bugger. How you going, Cam? You good to go, mate?
Yeah, mate. It was funny coming off the mental health episode and then straight into lockdown. I could have almost done with it after that fact.
I know.
It was a bit of a tough week last week.
Yeah.
For a few people. People in Sydney and Melbourne doing a lot worse than us. But I was at home with the wife and the kids last week, so it was certainly a tough one.
Definitely. I can relate to you right there because I was exactly the same. Wife was working most of the week and then she got the wellness day off on the Friday as a teacher to work from home. But it definitely helped having her there because bloody hell, as you know, I've got 3. And we had our oldest, Mr. 6, was homeschooled and I was never good at school. So even prep schoolwork was just, I hate it. I had enough already. Don't want to talk about it.
Certainly good to have a teacher around there.
Yeah. I could have used Adam last week.
That's true. That was a stitch up for me, though, because I was still on parental leave.
Yeah.
And then they put a lockdown in, so I was just wasting my leave. I always called my deputy and said, I'm going to come back for this week, and then when kids come back, I'm going to go back on leave.
I was going to pause it. Yeah. Pause my leave. Anyway, yeah.
Teachers whinging.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
First world problems. So this week we're tucking into a bit of pirate life brewing. It's the acai and passion fruit. It's a mid-strength. And when I sent a photo to my mates at the gym, he told me it looks a bit too healthy to be beer because of the passion fruit and acai in it, like it's a superfood. So we could call it a superfood beer. So we'll have a taste and see what you reckon. Oh, okay. It's got a bit of a fruity chibble to it, that one.
A fruity chibble?
Yeah.
Is chibble a word?
I don't know. It works, doesn't it? Does it work?
It's a sour, isn't it?
Yeah, not too sour.
I'll give it this much. This is a favourite of my wife. She's all about sour beers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can't say I'm a massive fan of sour stuff, but that goes all right.
I can usually do 1 or 2, and then I want to go.
Bit like Guinness.
Yeah, that's right.
Turns into a meal after 2, doesn't it? Yeah. Fills you up.
It's very summery.
Summery.
Yeah, it is. Wrong time of year.
Yeah. Winter in Brisbane, which is summer in Brisbane.
Brisbane winter. Bit of a joke, isn't it? All right, so that's our little early shout out we'll give out to Pirate Life Brewing for their acai and passion fruit beer. It's tasty. Would recommend.
Would. Sponsorship pending?
I reckon so.
We'll have a chat.
Yeah, nice. Let's get into it. Everyone happy to get going?
Let's do it.
Sweet. Let's talk about Adam this episode. We just want to know your journey, mate. And we're going to kick it off with pre-baby because you're bloody new and it's all fresh in your head. I personally forgot. I don't know about Cam.
Yeah.
It was a pain trying to get some stuff for episode 2 because I couldn't remember much at all.
Yeah, we had to ask our wives, really.
Yeah,
They remember it all.
I was taking notes. Yeah. How did you prepare for fatherhood?
I probably didn't really pull my weight, I reckon, in terms of preparing for birth and all those sort of things. But part of it, I think, was because Katie was actually really well prepared. Like she was doing her pregnancy yoga, reading like every single book, and not like, I'm really scared and worried away, but just like,
Just wants to know.
man, yeah, just did everything. So I don't know, like I definitely sort of fed off her a bit and took a lot of, she'd always bookmark pages and I'd just read the highlights and stuff. So like she kind of did my study notes for me. Which was good.
Let's be honest, your responsibility left you about 9 months ago. So
Yeah.
after that, it was sort of up until birth. There's not that much you can do, is there?
Yeah, it was, it's hard. I don't know. I think it was probably just trying to be supportive and, a big part of, I think for us was just socially, just do little things like, hey, when we go out, like, let's both not have, well, obviously Katie won't have beers, but like, hey, let's just like, maybe I shouldn't have beers as well.
Oh, you went dry too?
Yeah, I mean, for a little bit, probably towards the back end. I just think so, like we probably see our bunch of mates and just like head down to the pub. There's a couple of breweries close to us. So, just, and I think in some ways that was really refreshing to go like, I can actually go to the pub and talk to people without having a beer.
Yeah.
Which is really good. But yeah, no, I suppose that was just something little that we did, and that was, I think, helped Katie, I suppose, mind frame and saying like, no, I'm not in this on my own, we're in it together. So.
Talking about going like, speaking to your mates at a pub, like, so you've got a completely different conversation from your missus to the boys.
Yeah.
Obviously, we all do. But how did your conversations change pre-birth to after-birth? After-birth. Like I said it again.
After-birth. Yeah.
Ew.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird with the anticipation. I think there's still anticipation though.
Yeah.
Because like the kid's so small, and they're like it's gone from it's gone from what's it going to be like when he's born? Like I don't know. And it's like now he's born. It's like what's he like? You're like I don't know.
You just told us he was awesome before.
Yeah, he's cool. Like, but I don't know.
Doing everything he should.
Yeah. Eats and sleeps and craps and then goes back to sleep.
I mean, he's a good guy, but
doesn't
do much.
I mean, he's probably going to be real generous with his time and probably funny and a good athlete and donate a lot to charity.
Really likes long walks on the beach.
Yeah, those sort of things. Yeah, it's still like sort of anticipation. I mean, I hope I'm not one of those people. I mean, everyone probably talks about their kids and thinks their kids are awesome because that's what you do.
You do. And I remember as well, even you might have found it the same when kids normally look weird when they first come out. The first one, I thought, she looks quite cute. I genuinely think she's a cute baby. I look back on photos now, and no, she was just as weird looking as the rest of them.
Yeah, I think
they look like potatoes.
They do. Little aliens.
I know, because I remember thinking because you look at everyone else's kids, like, oh, they're gorgeous. You're like, man, they look weird. And I look at my kid, and I'm like, yeah, you look pretty normal, I reckon. But like, in 10 years' time, I look back and go, you are ugly.
What age do you reckon you'll get him down the pub with the boys?
Him down the pub. Oh.
Well, they're breweries, so they're not really
breweries.
pubs. You can sit in the beer garden and be all posh and get some sunshine.
Yeah.
The AstroTurf, so if you spill food, it doesn't matter.
You're talking about more upper class beer gardens than the one I'm going to.
Yeah, nice. I like it. Back to your roots.
Yeah, but it'd be cool. I think, I don't know, I just like that idea, and I think one of the things I really liked was when I was in London and just like pulling beers in a pub there for some extra cash. Like there was always a group of people who came in and they had their kids, and the kids were like, not that I encourage everyone to have drinks all the time, but that was kind of where they socialised, and their kids would come in and they were like sort of the kids of everyone at the pub. Like it was just nice. They'd run around and go and sit on different people's laps. I thought that was cool. Like it was kind of their little community outside of, having, your sporting club or your churches and those sort of things where you have other people. So, I thought it was cool.
And beer's super cheap over there in those sort of pubs anyway, so it's like, it's a pretty cheap hobby, really. What do you miss from your old life?
Ooh.
I say old life.
Yeah,
but
old life. I mean,
so like a month ago.
4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think we've probably been apprehensive about just not being able to hang out or do what we want to do when we want to do it, and just being tied down a little bit. That's probably the main thing.
Normally out and about a lot more.
But I think it's more about just having to think about someone else. I kind of, in some ways, I kind of think some of the preparation that I thought was really good was just getting a dog, because you can't just go, oh yeah, we'll go away. You have to think like, oh, where am I going to send my dog, and those sort of things, or like, and I feed him and leave for a couple of days and come back and then feed him the next day. And it's like kind of a little bit of a practice run for a baby. And now it's just like, oh, this like doesn't even compare.
Well, we've heard a lot about Cam's dog, and
I've heard.
he eats quite well, as you know. You've heard the episodes, and
Yes.
he's well fed, and he's got a bit of a dad bod himself. How do you rate your dog's dad bod?
My dog is he is real skinny, so he's good.
He's got time yet.
Good. Yeah, he hasn't. I don't know. We haven't had any poo on the floor yet, so
Yeah, good.
we'll soon see. But that'll probably go.
You still got a while till solid poos anyway. That's all good.
Yes,
How
definitely.
did dog go with Bob when you brought him home?
Fine. In some ways, I just think he didn't really care.
Yeah.
I bought stole a blanket from the hospital and let him sniff it, and he was normal. And then brought him home and he sniffed him and was just like, oh, yeah, whatever. Don't really care.
He's pissed on that blanket about 70 times since, hasn't he?
So, but yeah, I don't know. I think probably the main thing is just the freedom and yeah. And when I say that, it's freedom. We've been doing it for 4 weeks, and I've been on leave, so it's not like it's not the craziest thing in the world. It's very first world problem, isn't it? Like most first world problems. Like I just can't leave when I want to. I have
To pack a bag.
Pack a bag. Yeah.
That's true. You know what? Having a pram in the shops is actually pretty cool. And taking him for a walk with a pram, you just got heaps of crap in there.
Cam was bigging up his ergo, but yeah, I'm with you, Adam. I like the pram better because you can fit all your crap in there, and you can fit a carton in the bottom of a pram.
Can you? There we go.
Try it out.
A carton of life.
Trust me.
Pirate life. Deciding your passion for it.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Sour beers. Did you have a pre-midlife crisis? That is.
Yeah, you're talking about while Katie was pregnant, or
Yeah, like getting out on the cans, going to the strip clubs, all that sort of gear.
no, not really. I think everything was pretty straightforward. I think
Still did you trivia down the brewery?
when I'm not at football, I probably one of the biggest things was that when she got pregnant, I was like, dude, this could be my last year to actually play football seriously. So, I don't think I was training any more or less hard than I normally would, but there's a mindset to me, I was like, she can have this kid and then everything can just go up in the air. I can never play football again. At a serious level.
Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. So
You don't get salty about it at all.
yeah, I know. Yeah. So that's what I mean. It was, in some ways, it was like that kind of, not that I'm good at football by any means.
Oh, it's just a social thing, man. I get what you're saying because I miss it tremendously. It's been 2 years. You know? Hopefully, you get to go back sooner than that. But I'm hanging out till over 35s now.
COVID still on. So anyway,
So, last thing about your pre-baby, mate. What's your go-to bit of gear? Your must-have bit of kit.
I would say
Every dad needs one of these.
Yeah, I would probably say one of the. I don't even know what it's called. Is it the ergo? Is it the harness?
Yeah, the
thing?
harness over your chest.
Yeah, I reckon that's saved me a couple of times. Just like when he's in a bit of a crap mood. And I just reckon it's cool. Chuck him in, cruise around him. He's got both hands free.
Yeah.
I reckon that's probably my.
So much room for activities.
Yes, so much room. We put him in and took him for a walk for the first time the other day, and it was like I just love laughing at him. You know that look weird.
Yeah.
So I put him in and just his head's out the top and his arms are out. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. And then I was like cruising around. I think halfway through the walk, we were like, is he
Check if he's breathing.
Is
You
he?
put him in properly.
Yeah. So let's just turn him around there. I don't know. We don't need this. So, but yeah, no, that's pretty cool. I think, and I think me and Katie do a lot of walking, so if we can have him out with us and, we try to encourage some sort of physical activity in life. Not that he'll remember because he's 4 weeks old, but
Do you get out in your active wear?
I do.
Get your tights on and
Yeah, I don't have any tights.
No?
That I tell anyone about. I'm all about activewear, I reckon. It's good. It's so comfortable.
Footy shorts or
Nah, just gym shorts. Must have zips and pockets. I tend to actually wear a lot of stuff I wear to work as a PE teacher. It's just so comfy.
yeah.
Lorna James.
Now, when we caught up last as well, this was pre-baby, so this would have been, I don't know, it was a little while ago, a few months ago.
Yeah.
You were saying, and interesting to hear how if it's changed at all. You were saying because Bob obviously wasn't born yet, you felt like there was a lot you could do, and you were kind of in that weird limbo stage almost, where you're like, that's just waiting. And I said, are you excited? And you said, oh, I'm not really sure. So has that changed at all since having baby?
Yeah, I don't necessarily think of myself as a very paternal.
Paternal.
Yeah, paternal. I'm not like, I don't really love kids per se. But, I think prior to that, it was just like, I think he as like an idea was just an idea that didn't really hold any physical significance. Like he was in Katie's belly and it meant that she'd walk a bit slower and we'd, have to do some different stuff. And yeah. So, but I reckon having him actually here in the world, it's I think we're still a little bit in limbo just because you're in that stage where they're not doing anything. Like they don't really have a personality. Like if you get a smile out of them, good times. But it was a pretty special thing, I think, when he was born. And I think a really big thing for me for the change, like before him just being like, it's just a thing, Xander's this thing that we have as a concept to him being an actual thing that's happened and that sort of stuff was just, honestly watching Katie go through labour, I was just like, oh, whoa. I was like, this is what has to happen for this thing to come out. Like,
they're better people than us, aren't they?
Oh,
I couldn't do that.
I can't believe that women go back for a second baby. Man, I can't believe that civilization has thrived. If that is how we have to have kids. Oh, man.
They must just forget or just put it out there.
They just see the cute little babies and they're like, oh, I remember how good that was. Yeah. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, remember that first push?
Oh, no. I just don't know. There's not much you could make me do to have sex if that was a possible outcome.
Even the possibility of it happening.
Yeah. I said, you can do this and that could be an outcome for you. I'd probably just go, don't worry about it. It's all right.
I'm good.
Yeah. Thanks, though. So I mean, it's been a difference in terms of like, I suppose, life limbo. Yeah, it's probably still the same, but I think in terms of a concept, it's weird because like now I've sort of got a responsibility for him because prior to that it's like if Katie does whatever, like I can't do anything.
Yes.
Like I can't control what she does really.
Yeah.
And now I suppose I can be a little bit more involved. I mean, she still probably does the majority of the heavy lifting, but at least I can, help and have some sort of support, more active support, I suppose.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Does
that answer the question?
It does. Thank you.
I think I've said a lot of things without actually giving a direct answer.
That's what podcasts are about.
Yeah.
Chop and change.
We've all been there. What do you reckon is the biggest challenge so far?
I think that we'd like to try and get into a routine, and I just think that I don't know how realistic that is to expect. It'd be nice to go, feed them every 3 hours, this much, good times, bang, off we go. It's like what I think the first episode you guys were saying, like, I think you get them into a routine and then, like, they just go, nah, stuff you, we're not doing it anymore. So, I think...
I did enjoy your email to the shitdadpod@gmail.com, where you did mention that you were thinking, as we were talking about it on the pod, you were thinking, oh, no, my kid's not like that. He sleeps so well. He's so good. And then literally the next night, he kept you up all night.
No bed.
It was awesome.
I was like, damn it.
That made me so happy.
I know. Yeah. At that time I was like, man, this is easy. You just like feed him, you sleep, it's sweet. Not hard at all.
Now, also thinking about, you're talking about routine and challenges. I asked you previously, but for any listeners, Adams, can you tell everyone about your side hustle and then also how it's been affected, I guess, by having a baby? So I find this very interesting.
So, day to day, I'm a PE teacher, but as a bit of a side hustle, me and a couple of mates actually try and breed insects as food for humans in the long term and as for feed for pets and livestock. So that's our aim. It's a really sustainable way
Sustainability thing.
Yeah, so sustainable ways to get protein for a whole bunch of reasons and to limit the impact that we have on the environment for reducing the amount of fish that we have to feed to bigger fish that we can eat, and that we, I suppose, make an impact on the environment for even pork and chicken and those sort of things in the long term. So that's what we do.
Question: have you tasted an insect personally?
Yeah.
How many? And what was it like?
Oh, not many.
How big were they?
How big were they? So the ones that I've eaten are crickets, and they were cool. They were pretty much like, I don't know, I'd say...
Don't say chicken.
No, they're not. They've got a bit
Nothing tastes like chicken except chicken.
That's true. They got a bit of a nutty flavour, but it's just, I kind of think of it like chicken. Like if you just cook a chicken breast, it's pretty boring. But if you cook chicken with like butter and garlic and herbs. Like, oh, this tastes pretty good.
It's like snails when we're in Paris. It was you'd think,
Covered in
oh my
garlic.
God, yeah, no way I'm touching that shit. And then it comes out covered in pesto and garlic. And you're like, actually, yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah, same sort of thing.
We were probably blind at the time. But
Yeah.
that would have helped.
Another round.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. And
So that's I mean, what we try and do. It's
how many crickets would I have to eat to have the same amount of protein as a piece of chicken?
good question. I've got this saved somewhere as a piece of chicken. Well, most of the comparisons we make are between steak. So I think
All right, there you go. Piece of steak.
piece of steak, yeah. So like 100 grams of steak, maybe 60 grams of crickets. I think for the same amount of equivalent protein.
So it's
100 grams. So they're just
how many
high.
crickets? Like
What's
six.
that? How many
like
crickets?
50, 60 crickets.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a lot of bug catching.
Yeah.
Get the kids onto it. Yeah. I knew they were good for something.
Teach them from a young age. I think it's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, honestly, and the kids are like the target market for most of the people who are trying to feed insects to people, because kids are just like, hey, I'll try that. Whereas like adults, we kind of have this ingrained thing, which is like, probably can't.
Yeah.
So yeah, apparently that's where a lot of their marketing is directed towards.
All right. Yeah.
By a lot of their marketing, probably the one person who's doing it in Europe somewhere.
Perfect segue into
yes.
dad bod.
Yes, go on.
Eating protein. How do you see a dad bod?
How do I see a dad bod?
What do you reckon a dad bod is?
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed you guys talking about this. I like the holistic approach to it. I don't know. I don't think I've been a dad long enough to think about it in any different way to how I'd probably think about how I look after myself before that. Yeah, I don't know. If
How do you look after your body anyway?
yeah, I mean, I'm probably not too different to what I was doing before. Probably worse, just because I think I'm a little bit lazier. Because I'm just like, oh, I got a kid, I'm gonna leave.
A lot of an extra packet of chips.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to think that I could still stay fit and healthy and keep playing sport and those sort of things. So it's going to be probably one of the main things I'd like to do. I kind of think I feel like as a parent, I've got a bit of a responsibility to set a good standard of health, and not necessarily to be super lean and shredded and an instant jock. But I think, to me, I think how I look after my body would probably be passed on to how my kids look after their bodies, and just like with, I suppose, our dietary habits. Like we've talked a lot about the fact that, I mean, Kate, you're bad for like binging on lollies and chocolate and stuff.
Oh, really?
Like, one of those people, yeah, exactly. One of those people who's good at like doing stuff. So I'm good at going for a run and eating chocolate, but I'm not good at just not eating chocolate, which would be way easier. We've had those chats which are like, we can't do this anymore. Like, we can't have our kids growing up seeing us do this sort of crap. Like, it's terrible. But yeah, so I think that's probably, I don't know, that probably didn't really answer the question.
No, that's right.
Dad
That's
bod?
good.
I know that dad bod's a concept,
Yeah.
but
And ever changing, what do we say?
Whatever you mean.
insert that snippet here. I just got my
The quintessential Aussie.
Yeah, I got my bike, so I thought one of the things I want to try and do is, because I'm assuming I'll probably be up earlier doing feeds, is rather than waking up, I'm a very late riser by traditional standards. So rather than going and driving to work 5 minutes before I need to be there, I'm just thinking, if I'm up early, I probably should get up and maybe I can just ride to work. And that can just like be a little bit of passive cardio that I can do rather than, and it means, sort of 10 minutes before and after your day is probably better than going for a run for 40 minutes or
Definitely.
going to the gym for an hour after school.
You've actually got an aim to it. Yeah. Make it part of your daily.
Make it part of your daily. Oh, yeah.
Ride to and from work. Perfect. What about mentally? How do you sort yourself out mentally?
I don't know. I've felt really surprising. I didn't think I'd like the kid as much as I do. Like, I thought I'd just be like, oh, he's a kid, whatever. But so it's kind of been really nice to be a little bit emotionally attached to him and those sort of things. It's like not to be a, just a glass cage of emotion. Like, actually be like, oh man, he's cool. Like, that's sweet. He's a kid, and like just enjoy that stuff. So I don't think it's hard in that regards. I think we've talked a lot about making time for ourselves. I think for me, it's probably I find it difficult knowing, especially that I think part of my responsibility is that I think Katie's in some ways a little bit trapped, and or like will be a little bit trapped, especially like with lockdown and those sort of things. Just trying to find ways that we can make sure that we get out and she gets out and those sort of things. So, like that's, I mean, when I say
That's your
that's
collective family mental
yeah,
health.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not going to say like that's a strain on me. I think that's wrong to say.
Not selfish at all.
Oh,
To be fair.
yeah. I just I don't know. I think it's still so fresh and exciting. So I think we're still on a bit of that, honeymoon period.
Yeah.
The high of like, yay, and then
You probably won't feel the lows for a while, to be fair. Like,
yeah. And like
some people do, but
we're lucky because I think our immediate family, it's like the first grandkid. So like
yeah, nice.
Katie's parents, my parents haven't had
Lots of
grandkids
family,
before.
yeah.
So I was just like, bang, we had heaps of friends like that we've sort of seen before who were keen. Like we sort of probably split 50-50 with friends who have kids and don't have kids. First grandkid in the family. So
A lot of support then.
heaps, and just everyone loves it. Like he's still a novelty. It's not an inconvenience. So it's not like if we said, hey, can you come over and look after our kids so we can get away and look after ourselves? Everyone just like, yes, thank you, awesome. Mum was stoked when we asked her to come over and look after him once.
Great.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's something I think I'm probably conscious of, and we were very apprehensive about that. I think during pregnancy, going like, man, are we going to be really frustrated at having kids because he is going to stop us from what we want to do?
Yeah.
So I think it's something we're very conscious of, but.
It sort of fits in a bit before with the how I asked you, what do you miss from your previous life, and that could kick in now. Like, I miss my old social life. A lot of guys do. I do. Mm-hmm. I know lots of guys who think, fuck, I wish I could go out with the boys. They miss a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Even just the idea of going out on weeknights.
Yeah.
This is kind of rare. It's usually, you bottle it up usually and save it for weekends.
Yeah. Remember
when
Thursday nights?
Yeah. Even playing sports, touch footy, whatever during the week, some of that goes out the window. So it's a change from when you're normally doing lots of things on a weeknight. We used to have a packed calendar every weeknight doing something. Very different now.
And for you, Adam, 2 soccer trainings, like that's pretty much bang on. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
2 trainings and a game on the weekend that ends up taking.
Now, at least
5
one of
hours.
those trainings is an inconvenience. And it's like, oh, should I go? And your missus might be like, are you going to go?
I know. So, and I think that's the hard thing, is that I don't want to be negative about football.
Yeah.
Because I don't want it to be negative for me to go, but I also don't want me to feel negative about it if I go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Maybe I said the same thing twice. I don't know.
No, that's right. How do you deal when it all gets too much then? Have you sort of reached that moment yet where you thought, oh, fuck, I'm just way above my pay grade here?
Not really. I just think we've been really lucky. Maybe the kids just chilled, maybe just because Katie's so chilled as well. But there've been very few times when he's screamed and those sort of things. And normally, I don't know, we just go through the process, which is like, have you crapped your pants? Nah. Are you hungry? Nah. You tired? Maybe. I don't know. Are you hot? Are you cold?
Yeah.
So we haven't really had those blow-ups, and I think those will be the times I reckon I'll be worried, because I like to be able to think that I can control stuff and like make stuff
Better.
good and better and like fix a problem.
Yeah.
So I went to see Jono Stedman. I'm going to fanboy on him a little bit.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
But one of the things he said to me is like, man, sometimes you just have to think about your kid as a person. Like he said, sometimes I forget that my kid is a person and they can get cranky for no reason and grumpy. He's like, I'm 30 years old and sometimes I get cranky and grumpy for no reason, but why can't my kid do that?
Yeah.
So I think that kind of changed the way I sort of looked at him. But like in saying that, I don't think he's had any of those big blow-ups yet anyway. So I hope I still think like that.
And if anyone listening is wondering who Adam's talking about, it's Jono Stedman. He's a nutritionist. And if you follow him on Instagram, he's got some outstanding content. So have a look through that. Yeah. So, but personally, before you had the kid, like what stressed you out, and like how did you treat it?
Yeah.
Like personally, we were talking about it on the mental health episode, we'd like listen to podcasts, do stretching with bloody relaxing music, go to the gym, have a few schooners of home brew. Oh yes, I can have a. Have you got a spare bottle still?
Yeah, mate.
Yes. Get in.
It's on. For me, I would think obviously exercise is good. Gives me a bit of just to focus the time away. Podcast definitely. One of the things I think I realised that I do sort of need time to myself, and I think one of the ways that I get around that is, I tend to be a night owl as well. So often Katie goes to bed and I work on like my insect stuff and those sort of things at night time, just so go into the back shed and, do all the stuff that I need to do for them. But it gives me time away just on my own. It means I can listen to things and, learn. I think that's probably a big one for me.
Yeah.
I think the things that generally overwhelm me is just not being in a place where stuff's moving forward in some direction. And I think that's probably one of the things that I'm a bit apprehensive about as a dad too. Like we were saying, like we're in limbo, and that's what frustrated me about that. It was like, I like to be going somewhere or like having some sort of growth, whether that's me or financially or career-wise. And I think running the side hustle, that's kind of always growing and moving somewhere. If at work there's some sort of opportunity or development there, that's cool. Or like if we're doing stuff to the house, trying to reno or improve, like that kind of works. And I think they're the things that I'm probably a little bit worried about getting bogged down in, when it's just like, you got kids and it's like, cool, for the next 5 years, you're definitely not going to do anything because they can't really do anything for themselves. So I don't know how we'll deal with that. I think, fight it when cross that bridge when
That's
we come
it,
to
mate.
it.
That's the best way to approach anything. Cross the bridge when you come to it. That's it.
I don't know.
And
What do you guys do? You guys can probably tell me.
Got some great advice the other day, just relating to life in general, and it's how do you eat an elephant?
Oh, yes.
Bloody little bit at a time. And a lot of obstacles I come up against, I'm just like, fuck, this is too big for me, And then you just think of that, and you're like, okay, righto, let's bite off little achievable chunks. I guess it's the same with kids, to be fair. I don't know,
I think my thing is like, you do little bits at a time, but like, how do you guys deal with the fact when, you get to those times when you're like, dude, they're just being crap all the time and you're just not going anywhere and not getting anywhere and those sort of things?
Tune out. I tune out.
I don't know. It's a tough one. You need to...
As long as they're in a safe environment.
Yeah, that's right. You just, I think, a little bit of acceptance of the fact that you're going to go through some of those periods. But then, I like what you said about having your alone time. You've got to have couples time with your partner. You've got to have, obviously, special time with your kids. But alone time is something that isn't always celebrated, I think. It's perceived as being a little selfish sometimes, but it shouldn't be.
It's not at all.
It's literally for yourself.
Yeah.
It's really important. Yeah.
It's that whole... What was the glass analogy? Is it like you need like your alone time so you can fill up and then give them the overflow?
The cup, yeah. So as your stresses build, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. It just sounded good, and I was like, okay, I'll use that. As you get stress after stress, or as you keep coming to each obstacle, your cup fills up further and further and further. But the way that you can sort of release that tension and that stress and empty that cup out a little bit, there's an imaginary hole somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's doing those things that you relax you and make you feel good.
Yeah.
Which, like we were saying before, podcasts and alone time and Cam's research the other week, what was it? The Norwegian bloody...
Nixon.
Yeah.
Doing nothing.
The art of doing nothing.
Yeah, really? It's okay to do nothing.
Go for a run.
It's scientifically proven.
Yeah. It's science.
It's true.
Must be true.
Yeah,
true. Nice. I think it's time to crack another beverage.
Sounds good.
We all finished? We're going to move on to Balter.
Ooh.
Captain Sensible.
Yeah. Only because I'm driving and Adam's riding. So this is a mid-strength.
I'll be on footpaths. It's all right.
Balter with enjoyment.
Also, I don't have lights on my bike, so...
Just make noise. If light or noise, He didn't come in Lycra though.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I don't have Lycra yet.
Your bike looks pretty.
Get yourself some Lorna James.
Yeah, dead on. It's I didn't buy it. It's just a mate's. Mate's dad's. Apparently, it hasn't been ridden for 15 years, so he said he's like, I wouldn't be going fast on that. Could be in trouble. I have an orphan child very soon.
Far out. Righto, so these guys say that it's like contributing to your super fund with the pleasure of riding a supercharged jet ski. They've bigged himself up here.
Sensible, yeah.
As long as they're doing it sensibly.
I like the dissonance between it being called Captain Sensible and talking about riding a supercharged jet ski.
I reckon, yeah. That's got a responsible slurch to it, that one. I like it.
That's a good session ale.
Yeah, I could drink about 50 of them.
Yeah, it's a Queensland homegrown brew.
Is it?
Yeah.
One of our own.
Yeah.
It's easy too. I reckon that's a bit fruity as well.
Yeah, the little Bolter ones tend
But
to
it's
skew
not-
a little bit that way.
It's not obviously fruity. It doesn't have fruit on the can, you know?
Yes.
Like acai and
acai.
passion fruit.
I think this one could actually not be fruity, but it says acai and passion fruit, and we just think it is.
It's just got it's got the Bolter with enjoyment and then just a cheeky smile. So it's like it's Yeah,
It's a cheeky beer.
anything can happen with this cheeky beer. Riding a supercharged jet ski. This is the good shit. We're going to move on now. Cam, do you want to take the reins of this one? How are you feeling about the How Dad Are You quiz?
I'm feeling very good.
Cool. We're going to take a different approach as we've taken this episode. We've changed from our story, as you've probably known by now. We've changed from our story to our guest story. Adam, I know you're only 2 weeks of dad, or 4 weeks now, time of recording, but we want to know how dad you actually are without even knowing it. So Cam's got 10 questions for you now.
Yep.
You get a point for every yes, and there's a little bonus point in there as well.
Okay.
So we'll just kick it off, Cam. What do you reckon?
All right. Am I the first on this?
You are.
Oh, good.
This is
I'll be number one.
Yeah, this
No
is the
matter
maiden.
what. Good job.
Maiden quiz.
Yeah, righto.
All right, number 1. Do you have more than 2 receipts in your wallet?
Yeah.
Number 2. Do you grunt when you sit down?
Yeah, occasionally.
That's a yes. Yeah, that's 2.
Number 3. Do you pat a tied down load and say, it's not going anywhere?
Yeah.
That's 3. He's going well.
Oh, man.
We could be going for 11 out of 10 here.
Number 4. Do you shake a handful of snacks before popping them in your gob?
Shake them. No, I don't do that.
I feel like that's a very Nick
handful of
Bentley
snacks.
thing.
You know, when you get like some peanuts or like some M&Ms or something out of a
Shake
packet, you just shake them and then pop them in. Have you ever
No,
done
I
that?
don't shake them. I never shake them. I definitely like throw them. I don't like go one peanut at a time.
Nah, okay, yeah.
I don't shake them.
Damn it. All right.
This will be
It's 3 out of 4.
Do you tuck a polo shirt into your shorts?
I'm going to say yes for sure. You
No.
do. Oh, boom.
No.
You definitely do that.
Polo shirt into your shorts.
Yeah.
No.
Or just any shirt into your shorts. Do you tuck t-shirts into shorts?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
All right, 3 out of 5. You surprised me, Adam.
Yeah. I mean, I have in the past when I felt like that was the responsible way to dress as a PE
Oh, okay,
teacher.
yeah, okay. As a PE teacher.
Fair.
Okay, yeah.
But now,
Not so
I'm really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm a cool PE teacher.
Yeah,
I don't
cool.
care.
Yeah, nice. Shirt on top.
What's your thoughts on sandals?
Sandals.
Yay or nay?
Nah.
Oh, 3 out of 6. He's doing well.
Number 7. Do you drive out of your way for something free?
You definitely would.
I'm really cheap.
No, I mean, it depends what it is, but I'd say probably not. There's a general rule.
All right, how about this? So, you know, your local Bunnings, Virginia, pretty decent.
Yeah.
Would you drive past Virginia to a different Bunnings if they had free sausage sizzle?
Oh, I would. I definitely would. That's a free sausage, Adam.
I reckon I wouldn't.
That's a free lunch,
I
mate.
would, although it would definitely tempt me. It'd be like, oh.
You consider it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
Okay.
All right, number 8. Have you told someone washing their car to do yours next?
I haven't.
You haven't?
No, not like.
Oh, I reckon I'll do that weekly.
So we got the house next to us is like an NDIS house. So there's a couple of older guys who live there with disabilities.
Oh, yeah.
One of the guys there just loves washing cars. So if I said to him, hey, you can do mine next,
He'd probably do
would.
it.
Like, he generally brings our bins in and like it reminds us every Wednesday when we leave. He's like, oh, you got to do your bins? Like, oh, no, mate, come on. So he's just like, that's just his thing. He loves doing it. Like,
He just sounds like a good dude.
he's a great dude.
Is he free next week? Yeah. For a pod or?
I know he knows like the other guy's grass next door. So I'm just working my way in, going like, I just got to be a bit more friendly before I go.
Yes.
Well, mate, if you want to mow our grass and that's your thing, you can do it.
If you
Good
enjoy
times.
it, yeah.
If that's you, that's what you're doing.
You know what you should
Happy to
do?
help.
Next Saturday, just whip your mower out, put it on the front lawn, start it up, and then just walk away.
Yeah.
So like go inside for 10 minutes and see what happens.
Yeah.
So
Last
we're on
couple.
3.
Have you said you sat or stood on a duck or frog after dropping your guts?
Yeah.
4. Love that.
That's
Are you even Aussie if you don't do that? Yeah, let alone dad.
Even my wife does that.
A wise man once said the other day, they said, yeah, kids are a little bit like farts. You're pretty intolerant of everyone else's, but your own brew isn't too bad.
Your own brew.
Wow, that's great.
I like that.
All right, number 10. Have you mowed your lawn and then stood there admiring it for more than a minute?
Yes, that's
Excellent.
that's
Five
a
out of-
cardinal
5
sin.
out of 10.
5 out of 10. Do you reckon that's a pass, Dad?
Yeah, it's
50%? It's
Yeah.
pass. All right. Yeah, we'll take it.
Maybe.
That's cool.
you got a little way to go. But
Oh no.
Yeah, you got some work to do.
well done.
Yeah, well done. All right, well, let's move on to dad joke of the week. So we'll start with the guest. Adam, do you know any dad jokes yet? Or did you do a bit of Googling or anything just to... work on it?
I think I do enjoy a pun, but I'm good at rehashing the good puns that I make. So the favourite one, and I did invent this myself, so I'm pretty proud of it.
Yeah, good. You trademark it before we put on the pod?
Oh yeah, it is trademark. So
Yeah,
I can steal
good.
it.
Verbal trademark, yeah.
What would you do if you didn't want your mum to know that you'd eaten all the hazelnut spread? Nutella.
Yes.
So,
Oh,
That's,
that's
that's
gold.
very good. Yeah.
I'm actually, I thought it was really good.
I thought it was really good.
He did
I
just
like
pat
it.
himself on the
I'm
back.
very, I'm proud of that.
Yeah, it did just dust the dust off his shoulder in a really uppity way.
That's one of my kids when they're 15 go, yes, we know that joke.
Yeah, you've told it 7,000
I
times.
know. My wife always rolls. I tell it all the time. Yes, I've heard it. Great.
I'll tell you a joke about construction, but I'm still working on it.
What do you call a sad strawberry? A blueberry.
Oh,
Favorite ones are the ones that I just don't see coming. I like that. And it's so simple.
geology rocks, but geography's where it's at.
That's a great one for our geologist friends.
Yeah. So if you do like dad jokes, we've just got in touch with another great podcast, both Brisbane based as well, are called We Got the Chocolates podcast. They're a great listen if you want to go over and have a listen to them as well. They've got a great dad jokes episode. It had me the whole 15 minutes. It was phenomenal. I had a good old chuckle at that. So yeah, go have a listen to those boys and you won't be disappointed. Right, let's move on to dad hacks. Now, you might not have any yet, Adam. Do you?
Oh, I got none, hey.
That's cool.
I was actually like, I was trying to invent something this week just so I didn't come on and sound like a real muppet.
I've got a cracker for you.
Go.
Righto.
What?
What kind of floors have you got at home?
Wood.
Okay. For wood floors, get yourself a dust catcher. You know those the mop things that are like the dust catcher brooms that sweep along the floor. Shaggy material.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the cleaners at school use.
Yeah.
Those ones.
Steal a
Yeah,
couple of
yeah.
those from school.
Yeah.
I mean, buy some from Big W and make a onesie out of it. Yeah. So when kid starts moving, you never ever have to clean the floor again. But if you had like tile floors or something, you could do the same thing with chamois.
Ah.
Dad hack.
Yeah, and wet the baby too.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah. You can mop the floor afterwards.
Dip it in a bucket.
Love that. Dip it in a bucket.
Real good was that like powder and vomit and crap.
Yeah.
Made at the nightclub.
Jimmy Nicholson.
Yeah.
I went in home and I was like, oh, we've got to get some of this stuff from Officeworks. I'm just gonna go.
You'll be stocked up forever though. They're like 700 kilo bags. I've got another one for you guys. So not so much for Adam now, but possibly in the future. Cam, definitely for you. Grab yourself one of those 2-man dome tents from Bunnings and then fill it with sand. Chuck it in the backyard and just grab a beer. They'll be entertained for hours.
Easy sandpit. That's a great one.
Yeah. I saw that the other day. I thought it was awesome. I definitely want to do... Oh, well, I'll do it, but we already have a sandpit.
Yeah. Have your kids done camping in the backyard yet?
No.
They're a bit young.
They jump the fence and run away. Couldn't do it with my kids.
Mine's more of one that I've been working on the last few weeks. The kids are obsessed with the ripping off all the pillows in the lounge room off the couches. So mine is just something I've been working on, learning how to make the best fort. And you think you should be pretty good at it, but the more you practice it, the more pillows and sheets and things you get better. So start practicing.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So bring in more than pillows.
Oh yeah, man. I've got chairs. We've got a broom pole. Got all sorts of things.
Clothes. A pile of clothes.
Yeah.
Nice.
When I was a kid, sometimes you're making forts and you're just like, why isn't this working? I'd love to go back now and go like, mate, this is structurally what you need to do.
Get yourself a pole in the middle there. Yeah.
Come on, you need to make tripods. We know they're structurally sound.
And you definitely need a lever in the Alpha Bravo corner there. Love it. All right, let's move on to the moment, the best part of the podcast, in my humble opinion. It's shit dad moment of the week.
Woohoo!
Boys, I got a few good ones that have been sent in. But we'll start with Adam. Do you have a shit dad moment of lockdown?
Not of lockdown. It's not like a moment in particular. I think it's not even a shit dad moment. It's just a shit Adam moment. Like just not learning.
Shit Adam moment.
Just like I just keep every time I change him. I'm just like, nah, he'll be right. Like I won't sort of take his onesie off and that sort of crap and take his nappy off and just don't leave it there. And then as soon as like I take it and put it in the bin, he just craps all over himself. But he does it like every time. And then I'm just like, no, just leave it there. And then I'll do that next time. And then next time I'm like, oh, no, it'll be all right.
Do you do the old clean nappy under the poopy nappy trick?
No.
When you're changing them, chuck a clean nappy underneath the poopy nappy.
Yeah.
Then undo your poopy nappy.
Oh.
Pull that out, and you've just do the new one up.
Because that's always my time. It's like that weird in between time. It's like, quick.
There's a dad hack for you there.
Put that in.
Take away. That's already
Go
in.
back
It's done.
and re-record the dad.
It's done. Yeah. Now they've got to listen to episode 5 to get that dad hack. It's going to happen.
No, I was trying to think of shit dad moments. Look, I mean,
you're sending a cracker. To be fair, we're going to leave that one.
When I nearly
we'll leave that one alone. Yeah.
That was pretty bad.
Well, you've learnt.
He's learned. True. It was a shit dad and shit Adam moment. You definitely learned from it. I like it.
Yeah, it was. Nothing bad. Like, I mean. He's just pretty straightforward at the moment, so there's not.
He's pretty straightforward. How's your kid? Yeah, he's pretty straightforward.
It's just like he feeds and then he craps, and they're the only things I can really muck up. And I sort of muck them up. I don't know. Probably the other one. It might be a bit of a downer on the shit dad moment. But
nah, don't do it. No, I'm joking.
But I was thinking about this the other day. Like we were just talking about. So like, Katie was talking about like breastfeeding and stuff, and she was just like, like. I can do it, but it's actually like really hard. And lots of her friends have talked about how hard it is. Yeah. And I've just been like, I don't know. I think I've probably done it a little bit subconsciously, but just been pushing like, we need to keep breastfeeding. But prior to that, I was like, dude, if it's hard for you, like we can go to bottles. That's cool. Like it's no drama.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just realized I was pushing that, and she was like, dude, you can't just push it if it's really hard for me. I'm like, I know. I realize that, but and like that's what I thought. I was like, man, that's actually.
It's not as dark as I thought it would be.
No.
What's that? I thought you were going to go way darker than that. That's good.
No. But it's just like, good. It was just something I was like, dude, we have to be okay. And I'd like, prior to that, I'd be like, dude, bottle feeding's fine.
Yeah.
But then like, when it's your kid, it's like, no, we should be doing it. Like, do all the right thing.
It's very difficult for us to understand.
It is.
How painful.
And that's exactly why. I'm just like, no, we should do it. She's like, you don't even have to do it.
Yeah, you've done your job. Yeah, just get out of my face.
It was like actually shit. But not like just a funny shit dad.
No, it's good. No, it's a good learning thing for new guys, especially because you're one, and that's something that is pretty much goes through every bloke's head when he has a kid, or when his wife has a kid, or partner they adopt, whatever. But what is that primary partner is comfortable with when it comes to care? You've got to fucking know. You've got to like not push any issues if they're not comfortable with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's
And I mean, that's the thing.
Dad advice.
She's like, she's a trooper, but
I
was just like, oh yeah, true. It's actually not really my place to go.
No.
I'm going to do this.
It's really not anyone's place to do that except theirs, Right, Cam, you got any shit dad moments?
I do. So I got a couple sent in from some mates. So this one's from Kurt. He's got a little girl who's about to turn 1. And he's just renovated a beautiful, beautiful big house, lots of stairs. And he was talking about how eventually, or pretty quick, kids learn how to navigate stairs, and by falling down initially, that's how they learn. He said he was teaching his daughter. She just climbed a full set of stairs unassisted. She was one step away from him, and he called his wife over to say, "Check this out." She turned away, and then she rolls down to the bottom of the stairs.
Oh damn!
And the wife was pretty pissed.
It's a learning point.
I think, that's what I said. I think
it's a good learning moment.
I think that's okay.
That's not shit.
After
You're
a
right.
while, they figure out stairs.
Babies bounce.
That's right. But another one, another good one here from Jamie. Once again, first time dad. He's just got a just over 1-year-old boy. And he was trying to listen to Korn's new album. I don't know Korn for a while. Didn't realise they have new stuff.
New album?
Yeah. And he was trying to listen on his phone. and he couldn't understand
Grade
why it
12.
wasn't working, wasn't making a sound. Cranking the volume up, not working. It turns out it was being sent to the Bluetooth speaker in his kid's room.
No, that is
they
a
were trying to
great
sleep.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, Jamie. I love that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So,
While the kid was trying to sleep too.
and I said,
Amazing.
corn of all music.
Oh, that's like next level. That's Slipknot level, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I've got a bit of a shit dad moment for the week. So during the last few days, went to Bunnings, got my daughter all excited because she's been asking for a swing. So we've got a couple of different trees in the backyard, and I said yes, we'll go get your swing from Bunnings. Got her a nice red one, same that Poppy's got. Went to install it. Turns out that I didn't really plan or measure any of the ropes or anything properly. It's a bit of an OH&S flag if they fall out, and she's not very impressed. I'll just quickly show you.
Cam's currently opening his door out to his patio where he's got the failed assembly. Holy shit.
Whoa.
It's literally 2 meters off the ground.
That is huge.
And if she falls, she will fall onto concrete.
Oh my god. It's high enough to be above a standalone drying rack. Oh, that is amazing.
It
Well,
reminds me of one of those, like, you know, those shows at the Echo where you sit in the spinning chairs and you spin around and you're really, really high.
that's that.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so still a bit of a work in progress. She can't really use it just yet.
You got a good branch out the back or something?
It's about the same height.
Oh my god.
It's on the grass though.
Yeah. How about you, Nick?
I got a couple of good ones. So I got 2 anonymous ones because there's a good reason, to be fair. So I've got anonymous from the sunny coast. This guy, he's got very intellectual kids, and from a very young age he had them reading books and that, but one was a lot more active than the other. So the boy was happy to sit down and read a book, so he realised this quite early and he decided to have a little dad nap in the middle of the day and just give the kid a book, and he'd just sit there for half an hour while he had a bit of shut-eye. And when the next one came along, the daughter was quite a bit more active. And he decided to give daughter a book and say, all right, you can read that. Daddy's just going to get a bit of shut-eye. We're good. And anyway, he woke up half an hour later and daughter was nowhere to be seen. Panic stations, running around the house, running up the paddock. Found her 200 metres away. This is a kid in nappies, like a toddler in nappies. And just... they're not reading, obviously, but they're, Anyway, she's 200 metres away on a cattle fence, like up top of the cattle fence, patting the cows. So that's his shit dad moment.
Wow.
So I don't know what
So
to
no
take
more
away
naps.
from that. Yeah. Either no more naps or just not when the daughter's home.
Yeah, just close the door.
Get locks, yeah. or a leash. So I got another one from Anonymous at North Lakes. He almost lost his daughter out of a moving car once. So didn't realise that so bit of context, baby was having a massive meltdown, not happy, and he decided he'd do a Nick Bentley and just turn the music up and try and tune it out. Didn't go so well because he thought, he heard a noise in the back, thought she'd open the window, and he's like, all right, whatever. Turns around to her screaming, and the seat's leaning out of... They're going around a roundabout. The seat's leaning out of an open door that she'd opened. And the only reason that it didn't like out because the seat was in properly and it was tethered in to the top tether strap.
Oh.
So needless to say, after the roundabout, he pulled over and changed his undies and calmed the daughter down.
Whoa.
That's a nightmare.
That's a good shit dad moment. Yeah. So yeah, he's made a conscious effort now to make sure the child locks on any door the kids are in.
That's what it's all about, learning lessons.
Yeah, it's a teaching moment.
What's your guys' theory? You know, you're saying put your kid on a leash. What's your theory on like actually just putting like a harness on a kid and tying them to something so they can just cruise around but don't like wander off? To me, that seems like such a sensible idea. But I feel like someone would just absolutely destroy you for doing it.
It's a no from me, dog.
Yeah.
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 What scenario?
Oh, it's up to you.
Sitting
Like
down,
each to their own, but yeah, personally no.
you're sitting down having a picnic, just tied to a tree.
Yeah.
Like 20 meters away, so you can't hear him as well.
No, I'm just saying, like, rather than... Because, like, so we're at went down for a drink the other day.
It's a good question, to be fair.
Like, genuinely.
Yeah.
But, like, we went down for a drink the other day and, like, obviously our kid's just in a pram, which is sweet. So we don't have to do anything. But this, like, mum walked past with the kid and we were talking to him. And then, like, 5 minutes later, the dad came past because the kid was just, like, running around. He's like, hey, this is cool. I'm just wandering around after my kid at the pub. And we were just like, surely if you put the kid, like, in a harness and, like, you can just have them, like, tied to your table and then they can cruise around wherever they want. It's just they can't walk all the way away. Is it bad? Because
I don't think it's bad, but I think the kid would lose their shit.
Yeah.
In 2 minutes, they'd be like, let me out of this.
Yeah.
I'm not saying a leash which is like 30 centimetres long. I'm saying a leash which is
Like a couple of meters.
Yeah.
I see the merit in it.
Yeah.
It's still a no from me, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your rationality? Like, taking away the kids' rights? Or?
No, I don't give a shit about that. It's genuinely, like Cam said, they'll melt down with it. Like, they'll like see an open door and get halfway to it and not be able to get to it and be like, fuck this.
Yeah. Ah! But see, is that different to like them going, I'm seeing an open door, and then you going, no, you can't go out of that open door onto the road?
You try telling a 3-year-old they can't go out an open door. They'll still go out the open door.
Don't you go and pick them up and bring them back inside anyway?
Yeah, you often, and that's why generally, for example, we never go out for breakfast because it's scenarios like that where you're sitting down trying to talk to people, have something nice to eat.
It's so stressful.
And you're just constantly getting up, running away. Oh, they're about to run on the road. You're up. No, your turn. Up quickly.
Yeah.
I love the turn. It's your turn. Oh, fuck.
And
Just
then you
got
do
comfortable.
a bit of like, what do they call it? Where it's like,
Scissors, paper, rock.
I've had 3 goes. You've had 2 goes. Fucking move.
Not even that. You just kind of like, you just stare off. You're just like, no, it's your turn. And then no one moves and they get very close to the road.
We do that, and then I'm finally the one that's just like, no, fuck it, boom. Or she'll give me the death eyes, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, I gotta go. I got one more shit dad moment of the week. Did that answer your question, Adam?
Yeah.
I think you should still try it, to be fair.
I'm going to try it.
Give it a go. Give it a go.
And I'll probably come back here like I was on that first episode.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, just let you know.
You guys were right. Righto, I got one myself, and it happened yesterday. We took the kids, after the lockdown finished, we were just like, nah, we have to get these kids out of the house. It was cabin fever. Everyone was just in a shit mood. And we just like, we're going to the park. We're taking a trolley with every ball activity, whatever we can do. And we're going to an open field and just doing activities for an hour. Got there. I saw my garage remote. That's the only key we took from the house.
Yeah. Saw
the garage remote in the trolley. I was like, no way. These kids, I don't trust them one little bit. So I put it in my pocket. And then my mate came down to he saw us at the park on his walk, and he came down to have a chat, and we started kicking the ball around, just me and him, and the kids were just running off. And naturally, what do? You just empty your pockets. So key came out, phone came out, wallet came out, all in the trolley, sweet as. And everything was going well. We were like, all right, we're going home. Kids were getting restless. We went home and got home, and there was no key. And I'm like, oh no. Checking my pockets 17 times, checking the trolley 17 times, like tipping the kids upside down and shaking them. Just where is this key? And I ended up going back to the park to have a look for it. My neighbour drove me because I was just like, I'm not going, I'm not running, fuck that, I'm knackered, I'm tired, it's not happening. And anyway, we got back to the park and got a call from wife, and she's like, Mr. 4 literally just told me that he threw it. Oh. So he's seen this fucking thing, this little remote in the trolley, and he's like, I'm going to see how far I can throw this. And I was furious. But the neighbour had to like talk me down. He's just like, listen, 4-year-olds do this. It's in their nature. And I was just furious. Anyway, we found it in the end. But just the fact that he picked it up out of the trolley and pegged it as far as he could, I was just like, that is typical Mr. 4. He'll just do things just to piss you off without even knowing he's pissing you off. Anyway, it's not much of a shit dad moment, but because I didn't actually react to it.
You anticipated it though.
I anticipated that I was going to blow up Deluxe when I got home, and old mate realised that and talked me down. So yeah, if you take one key, if you take your kids anywhere and you only take one key, hide the fucking thing well.
That's good advice.
Don't let the kid touch it. Whatever you do.
We do that. We take the garage door key and nothing else. If you lose that, you're fucked.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you're breaking a little panel in your back door. Yeah. Anyway, good times. Righto. Does anyone have anything else to add?
No, I just want to say
hang in there, mate. You're just the start of it.
Hang in
It's
there.
like the calm before the storm. It's like the calm after the calm before the storm.
If anything, you've got advice where he's either going to use it, like the leash thing, or not. Whatever you do, if it all gets too much, just drink a bolter. All right? It's
Captain
like
sensible.
Captain Sensible. What's it like? It's like riding an
Jet ski.
overpowered.
Like anything is super fun with the pleasure of riding a supercharged jet ski.
If anything tells you to calm down from a kid blow up, it's that.
It's riding a supercharged jet ski.
Yeah. So just drink one of them.
Righto.
Yeah, nice. All right, so if you enjoyed the show, even if you didn't, just follow us anyway. We want a few extra followers. So we got Instagram, shitdadpod, all one word. Follow us for extra content and just general bants. Also, we got an email account, shitdadpod@gmail.com. And you feel free to send us in your shit dad moments of the week. Actually, don't feel free, just do it, because we need shit dad moments of the week. We love them, and it's our favourite part of the show. Thanks again, Adam, for coming on, mate. It's been a pleasure chatting to you about your journey so far, and I can't wait to get you on in a few, maybe a few months' time, and just see how you're travelling with it all. And
We'll do a check-in.
we'll do
Are you okay?
Yeah. Are you okay? Check-in. I like it. Mental health check.
Might need that one.
Yeah.
Thanks, boys. I think you're doing a good show, and I like what you're about and like what you're doing. I think it's good for the genuinely shit dads, the inexperienced and shit dads like me who are out there and
Love it, mate.
have a bit of collegial banter.
Collegial banter. I like the big words that bring out. All right, boys. Make sure, all you guys know, all the shit dads out there know you're doing all right, mate. Just keep your head held high and keep chill. Don't get too angry and get on with it. Now go open a beer, sit back, and enjoy that lawn you just mowed.
Oh, yeah.
See you, lads.
Bye.